Officials say that the crash of Flight 191 was as bad as it was because the DC-10 was so big. It's one of the wide-body jets that are known as Airbuses in the airline industry. Rich Samuels looked into the DC-10's history and safety record. He's at O'Hare with this live report. Rich?
Actually, Carol, I'm at the accident scene, and behind me are the remains of the aircraft that officially was known as Nancy 110 Double Alpha. This aircraft was delivered to American Airlines by McDonnell Douglas on February 25th of 1972. It had logged in the air some 19,871 hours. The engine that fell off had logged more than 16,000 hours, 200 hours on this aircraft. That's an obituary for this particular aircraft, but there are a heck of a lot of DC-10s still flying. American Airlines was the first to fly the DC-10. It ordered 25 from McDonnell Douglas 11 years ago. Now, worldwide, more than 270 are in service. It's a massive aircraft, 181 feet from nose to tail, 155 feet from wingtip to wingtip. 3 fan jets keep its 205 tons in the air. The left engine is what apparently sheared away from the wing on takeoff yesterday, possibly causing a loss of hydraulic power. Why? Investigators don't yet know. A DC-10 engine fan assembly disintegrated at 39,000 feet over Albuquerque, New Mexico in November 1973. Debris shattered a window and a passenger was sucked from the plane, but the aircraft landed safely. Another DC-10 went down at Irmonville, France, near Paris in March 1974, killing 346. The aircraft lost hydraulic control power after a cargo door popped. All passengers escaped from a DC-10 following an aborted takeoff from New York's Kennedy Airport in November 1975. Birds had been sucked into an engine. 2 died and 28 were hurt in Los Angeles when a DC-10 blew a tire and lost its landing gear. 15 DC-10 tire failures leading to emergency actions have been reported in the past 6 years. Pilots who have flown the DC-10 in emergency situations give the plane rather high marks. One pilot has said that with one engine off, he would rather fly a DC-10 than a 747 because it would be easier to control. Obviously, here yesterday, the plane was not under control, and we don't know whether that was yet caused by a lack of hydraulic power, by a failure of all 3 of the hydraulic systems in the plane. And we really won't know, of course, for another 2 or 3 or possibly 6 months. The NTSB operates in a slow and rather deliberate way. However, they will be having a press conference at about an hour and a half from now, kind of summing up what they found today, and maybe we'll learn some additional factors that may at least throw a little bit of light on what happened here about 27 hours ago. Carol and Jim, and Mike.
Thank you, Rich. With us now in the studio is Jim Tilmon. Earlier, we showed you videotape that we took earlier today along the runway, and we showed you some of the debris that remains on runway 32 right. Jim has just within the hour learned some more information about what that debris is and tells us a little more about what happened to the airplane.
Well, to begin with, Mike, apparently they have found a lot of things on the runway, and it's too early to really try to make some statement that is definite about what that means. But there is evidence that there was some rupture of a number of lines, fluid lines, like fuel and perhaps hydraulic. There are bits and pieces of that kind of debris that have already been identified on the runway out there at O'Hare Field. Now, there's something I'd like to show you with this model, if I may. One of the things that is certainly important is the fact that this engine that did separate from the airplane did not fall off of the airplane, which is something many people think. It came up over the wing, and that's the way it's designed to do in case of ditching the airplane. That would prevent the wing from being ripped off of the airplane when it hit the water. And all airplanes that are designed for over water are designed that way. There are a couple of other things, I think, Mike, that are pretty important that we straighten out. I've overheard a number of conversations today from people who think that perhaps because United was on strike that this airline was being a little bit hasty in their maintenance procedures. There isn't an airline in the United States, or in the world for that matter, that I've ever heard of that would play any games like that with maintenance. Apparently a lot of people are not aware that aviation just isn't done that way, and it's unfortunate that people even consider it.
You're pretty upset about that.
Yes, I am.
The reports about the United strike that I've heard lean as much toward the loading of the airplane. Do you think the fact that this was the Memorial Day weekend pretty much guaranteed with the strike that thing...
This airplane is designed to carry a full load.
Okay, fine. Thank you.